Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kat. So I've been away for a couple days, and that's because I had all 4 of my wisdom tooth extracted at once. So I was in recovery. I can thankfully say that I am doing pretty good now. I've had a pretty smooth recovery, but let me tell you, getting 4 teeth out at once is not it. Anyways, for this video, I will be doing another haul. Like, come on, at this point, my wallet is not even a wallet anymore. It's just disappeared. I have a couple thrillers and just some new books that I got, and I just want to share them with you. I'm super excited about all the thrillers, by the way, because we are now in October and we all know what October means, and so I'm very excited to get to some of these books. I'm going to first start with the non-thriller mystery books. I have here Devotions by Mary Oliver. I actually bought this earlier in the year. I just forgot to haul it, but this is basically a collection of Mary Oliver's selected poems. I'm really embarrassed to say this, but I just stumbled upon Mary Oliver. It's really embarrassing. Mary Oliver is like a household name, very well-known poet. I read some of her poetry and it's just absolutely beautiful. Like, I fell in love with a few of them and I was like, I have to get this because I hear Devotions has like some of the most beautiful poetry by her. If you have read anything by Mary Oliver, please let me know what your favorite poem is. I have a couple and it just resonates with me so much, and I think I might start getting into poetry. Poetry isn't something I read often, honestly. That's why I didn't know anything about Mary Oliver, because I'm not so well-versed in poetry and I don't know a lot of poets, but I'm really glad I stumbled upon her. So my amazing, beautiful, magnificent, wonderful boyfriend bought me the Gentleman Bastard series by Scott Lynch. We have The Lies of Locke Lamora, Red Seas Under Red Skies, and The Republic of Thieves. This series is actually unfinished. Scott Lynch is still writing or doing something with the 4th book. It's been in progress for some years now with no anticipated release date, so no one really knows if the next book is even going to come out or not. But I did hear that a lot of people are very satisfied with the way the 3rd book ended, and they're okay with just it being a trilogy. I don't really like starting unfinished series personally, but if people do feel like 3rd book is good enough for the series to end there, then I'm definitely on board with reading it. I've been wanting to read this series for so freaking long, so I was so excited when I saw that he bought these. So if you're unfamiliar with the Gentleman Bastard series or The Lies of Locke Lamora, basically it centers around a group of thieves who steal from the rich and stuff like that, and I just hear that it's a fun time, and I love, oh my gosh, I don't know, there's something about reading about a group of thieves. That's it. All I have to know is if a book is about a group of thieves, I'm on board. I just love reading about thievery. Like, it's just fun. It's like an adventure. So I'm really excited to eventually get to these. I think I will get to them a little later in the year. I feel like this would be fun to read when it's colder. Surprise, surprise, but in California, the temperature never dropped. We are in October and we are still experiencing triple digits, okay? In October, usually in California, it gets colder, maybe even rainy, but it's still hot as hell. Hopefully once it gets colder, I'll eventually get to the series. And then 2 other books that I bought are 1,000 Boy Kisses and 1,000 Broken Pieces, both by Tilly Cole. I like to start off by saying these covers are absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. I love pink. Pink is my favorite color. It's been my favorite color. This is a popular series. I hear that it's sad, but also it's very well loved. I think it's about a boy and a girl who had a really good bond when they were younger, but eventually the girl just disappeared out of the boy's life, and when the boy comes back to town, he wants to know why she disappeared. I think that's what's going on. Yeah. I hear that it is sad and it is heartbreaking. Like, you will shed a tear or 2 or maybe more. And honestly, I suffer from seasonal depression, so once it gets cloudy and gray and rainy, I'm just a sad girl. So I feel like these sad books will complement my seasonal depression. There is nothing better as a reader, or for a reader, than being sad and reading a sad book. I feel like it's probably just me, but yeah, I think I will read this a little later in the year as well. Okay, finally, so let's get to our thriller and mystery book. So I bought 3 books from our local half-price books. And the first one I have here is This Is How I Lied, and this is by Heather Gudenkoff. This book is about a girl named Maggie whose best friend disappeared or died, I think. Yeah, died when they were teenagers, and then 20-something years later, I think Maggie is a detective and she uncovers another case that's similar to the case of her best friend dying. So I think now she's like connecting the evidence and the pieces together, and the small town has a lot of secrets too, so sounds really cool. I love books with small town secrets, but I especially love books where there's a past case and a present case and they're connected, or there's some sort of connection going on. I just love that so much. So I'm excited to eventually get to this one. And then I have The Family Game by Catherine Steadman. This book is about a woman who just got engaged, and she goes over to her fiance's house, and I guess his family is a little weird, and she stumbles upon a tape recording that has a confession taped on it. This is all just some part of the family's game, like the family is playing a game on her or game with her or something like that. I don't know. It says Family Game. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. I just love reading about crazy families, and like the shit that they do is just, you know, mind-boggling. So I am excited to get to this one too. Then I have The Night Swim by Megan Golden. This book is about Rachel, who hosts a podcast, and she's anonymous, and she does true crime cases on her podcast, I believe, and she's been able to like solve some true crime cases too. One day she receives a note from somebody who knows who she is, like knows her identity, and is seeking her help. So that sounds really good. I love true crime podcasts. I'm sure a lot of us love true crime podcasts, and I guess reading about it is going to be a whole different experience. I have a couple of Frida McFadden. So I have Never Lie and The Teacher. I've never read anything by Frida McFadden, but I kind of wanted to start with some of her standalones, and I've heard good things about these two. So The Teacher basically is about our main character who is a teacher, and a student-teacher affair gets revealed to the school and it's made public, and the student who revealed that affair is somebody who can't be trusted. Why? We don't know. Our main character doesn't believe the scandal or whatever the student is saying about it, and so I guess we're gonna deep dive into that. And then Never Lie is the one I'm most excited about because it's about a couple who gets stranded in some house that once belonged to a well-known psychiatrist, and she held a lot of her sessions with her patients, and then that psychiatrist disappeared some years ago. Our main character, she stumbles upon some of the recordings of the sessions between the psychiatrist and her patients, so that sounds straight up my alley. Like, that sounds really, really entertaining and interesting. I have Keep It in the Family by John Marrs. I hear great things about John Marrs. I hear really good things about this author. I've heard good things about this book too, and I believe it's about a couple who moves into a new house, and they learn that the house was a real life murder house, and then the girl is now seeing things in the house, and she is dead set on learning the history of the murders and the history of the house. We love a good murder house. Like, that was my favorite season on American Horror Story. This sounds really interesting. It sounds a little creepy, but we love those vibes. And then I have Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. This book is about three siblings who reunite after their mother passes away, and then they stumble upon some video at their mother's house, and the video shows their parents covering up a body. I think I'm gonna kick off October by reading this book, so I will get to this next actually, because I just finished a book and I was kind of thinking what should I read next in my thriller stockpile, and I think this will be the next one. And it is relatively short. It's about 250 pages, so that's lovely. What really got to me is this amazing cover. It's a VHS tape. Like, that's freaking cool. Like, so cool. And I just don't like the way it feels. Like, if you guys can hear that, ugh, I hate that sound, but I guess it's to mimic the feel of a VHS tape. So that's all I have for today. If you've read any of those books, please let me know your thoughts and let me know what are your spooky, thriller, mystery, horror, whatever books you're reading in October. I love October so much, especially in the booktube space, because everybody has their own curated lists of books that they want to read in October, and it's all different. It's different for every person. I will see you guys later. You guys stay safe out there. Please be careful. Please take care of yourselves and everybody around you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.